I'm not here to vote to steal healthcare from seniors. I will not take food out of kids' mouths. Even more compact, no funding for fascisms, no dollars for dictatorship, no bankrolling billionaires. I want to talk about how absolutely destructive it is to think of this as a quote unquote government shutdown fight. And yes, I am aware that flipping a frame would be extraordinarily difficult, but it's even more difficult if you don't even try. So, having a debate, a discussion about whether or not there's going to be a government shutdown, who's going to be responsible for the government shutdown, how will it happen, who will be to blame, why will it be to blame, which policies, legitimizes the current regime as a normal functioning government. And now we're going to have a conversation about whether they should continue to be funded. It presumes that lawmakers' jobs is simply to keep the trains running on time, that their job is to, sign checks for whatever is occurring, even as those trains are literally running people over, running straight into the heart of our cities, including, of course, our capital city, and abducting our neighbors, and so on and so forth. It forces us to justify making demands that are critical to people's lives instead of just having those demands seem like the most logical thing possible. It obviously reinforces the Republican frame, inviting debate on who is responsible and irresponsible. It fails to seize the moral high ground and position ourselves as responsible people who are acting in the interest of what Americans need. Let me state the obvious. I don't know if this will cut off criticism at the pass. I doubt it. Obviously, not passing this continuing resolution is going to cause pain. Like, there are people whose jobs depend upon it, but fundamentally, continuing to finance fascism means that you're essentially telling people that this isn't fascism. So the conversation we need to shift away from is, will we shut down? Won't we shut down? Who will shut down? Why will we shut down? Toward a conversation that simply says, we're not going to aid and abet and enable the hostile takeover of our government. Another way of expressing that is we will not finance a war against Americans. I'm sorry, but I cannot in good conscience vote to finance a war, this war in which you're engaged against Americans. I'm not going to be complicit in abducting neighbors, in stealing healthcare from seniors, in taking food from kids. As we like to emphasize over and over again, drive back to the personal harm, even talking about things like ACA subsidies and ensuring that they remain in place, which of course is vital and important, or, rolling back cuts to Medicare or Medicaid. That's still recipe speak. It's not brownie speak. It's still talking about the need and desire to protect policies rather than making it visceral and tangible with language like, I'm not here to vote to steal healthcare from seniors. I will not take food out of kids' mouths. Even more compact, no funding for fascisms, no dollars for dictatorship, no bankrolling billionaires. The script writes itself. We have to flip away from, will we continue to fund this government? Will we not? Will we have a stopgap funding measure? To, we're not going to pay for fascism.